So in this video, we're going to be taking a close look at the Grand Theft Auto trailer, because what I've done here is I have taken pictures of the whole trailer, and we're going to be breaking this up into sections here to where we can actually have just a second here to go ahead and zoom in so we can get a good look at the characters, we can get a good look at the environment, also the city itself, vehicles, and animals that are actually going to be in the game. And then alongside that, there's going to be a lot of features too, potentially, that we're going to be able to do in Grand Theft Auto 6 that they were talking about here. So the very first picture that we see is a picture of, well, it's like the sunrise or sunset, not really sure which one that is there. So real quick, we got like the freeway right here, so I just want to talk about, and like we can zoom in here just a little bit. It is going to get a little bit blurry though at some point. So you can see like vehicles down here. We got ourselves some trucks and other things like that. Looks like some of these vehicles, like this vehicle right here, hopefully this is actually something that we're going to be able to purchase, because everybody's ran across one of these vehicles right here that is towing a boat, but that is something that we never get to own in Grand Theft Auto 5. So maybe that is something that is actually going to be coming to Grand Theft Auto 6. Buses, we have those. Regular NPC cars, it looks like this is a Speedo. Yeah, we definitely have those in Grand Theft Auto 6. And this is some sort of shuttle right here. We do have some shuttles, but nothing that necessarily looks like that. So maybe at some point that will be something for purchase. Not quite sure. And then also something that my friend did mention is way over here. So if you guys see like over here, and this is something that I didn't see before, zooming in, there's like a guard tower there, and there's like a guard tower there, and then potentially there's fencing all along here. So this right over here is going to be a shot of our prison, I believe, because the next shots that happen after this are going to be shots of some barbed wire and stuff like that. We'll get to that in just a second. So, and then also we got ourselves some sort of gigantic jet up here. I'm not really sure what that is. Probably just a regular jet, whatever. And then this tower right here. I did mention this in the last video. So I don't know if you guys like look at this tower, but this tower looks absolutely ginormous, and I can almost like know that we're going to be able to have a chance to be able to climb that thing and parachute off. If not, just be able to climb up there so we can actually gander at all of the beauty in which is Grand Theft Auto 6. Personally, I can't wait to go ahead and make a video talking about climbing the tower, how long it took to climb the tower, and then just getting a really good 360 view, I would say night and day, of all the surrounding area. And then of course, it looks like there's birds here. 100% Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be having animals. And then we can see a boat right here. That's probably just one of those regular speedboats that are in the game. From this picture right here, I don't really see anything else noticeable. Well, the one thing too that I did want to take note of, though, once again, is just this prison potentially over here. And then there's like, you know, city background. There's going to be bridges all over. All right, let's take a look at the next page here. All right, so of course, this is some finely crafted barbed wire and razor wire wrapped up at the same bit. We got some birds up here. I don't think it really means anything. It's just showing the place, I believe, where Lucia is going to start at the beginning of the game, potentially. Maybe with Jason breaking her out. So right here, you guys, I don't know how well you can see this, but like this is actually like some really good looking hair coming to the days of age here in Grand Theft Auto 6. It looks like the hair itself is really going to be nice. I mean, it looks realistic to me in a sense. Just looking at this picture, which is already blurred because I tried to snap these as the actual video was going through. And then here's another picture of her to the side. You can see like her side face and stuff like that. Obviously, she's like locked in somewhere. This is like the outside of the prison, I'm sure, because you can see other prisoners there. And then there's a really nice picture of Lucia, one of the main protagonists, I would say one of the main protagonists in Grand Theft Auto 6 right here. So we can actually get a really good look at her. I'm not really sure what you guys think about her, but I think it's pretty cool that we actually get to have, you know, a character like that. All right. So anyways, from there, I didn't really notice anything else, like any hidden stuff, but there are some other things that we're going to be talking about that I did notice later on watching the actual trailer a couple more times. So there's another picture of her. She having a good time? I don't know. All right, now this is a picture of her parole officer. Now, if you guys notice, we've got some pictures over here. Is Franklin over there? I don't know. Could this be Franklin's mom? Or we're not quite sure. I don't think Franklin's over there. But I can't quite make out the pictures over there because at some point, once I start zooming in a whole bunch, it is like super blurry. And I can't really make out those pictures there to identify anything, nor really anything else in the room that I've seen. And there's nothing on the paper that I could read. You know what I'm saying? So we're just going to go ahead and move on to the next picture here. which is this one. She's writing some stuff down. Does she have some sort of badge down here? There's some sort of badge down here, but I don't know what exactly that says, because once again, it gets a little bit blurry for the picture because of the motion, I believe. Now, is there anything noticeable in this picture? The only thing that I would think of would be potentially this background right here, but I'm just thinking that this is not Mount Chiliad or anything like that. Like, that's not a picture of maybe, who knows? Maybe this is a picture of GTA 5, but I highly doubt it. Maybe it's just a picture of actually Vice City itself. So anyways, from her, you guys can see that she, all right, anyways, so we got this boat right here. Maybe this is going to be something that we can buy. Definitely probably something that we're going to be able to steal. And then something you guys can notice up here, I'll zoom into this. These is a pod of dolphins, I believe. So that's a pod of dolphins, but then check this out over here. Like what's that thing? Hold on, let's move to the next picture, because I don't see anything else here real quick. Like right here, that's like a shark, right? That's like a shark, and then look at this dude. He's like heading like right towards it, and the dolphin and stuff. And then it gets even more crazy up here, because what I was looking for here is surfers. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for if we're going to be able to have the ability to actually surf, which I think they're surfers. I can't really tell. You know, we get another look like right here, all these people. And then one thing that I did mention to one of my friends, if you guys can imagine just coming to this beach with all these people here, like look at all these people, okay? You're going to be able to come to the beach with a vehicle and all the way through. But anyways, from there, as we get closer here, you can see that there are sharks, dolphins, and God knows what else swimming around in the water, because I don't know what all this stuff is like right here. It looks like it's under the water, and it looks like that's definitely some sort of marine life. Potentially, whether it is dolphins, which don't attack you, to where the sharks will potentially end up eating you. But going surfing could be something that's actually going to be happening in Grand Theft Auto 6, which is going to be awesome, meeting up with a whole bunch of friends here just to head out into the water, battle some sharks, and hang 10. All right, so we're starting to get a little bit better picture of the beach, and if you guys didn't know, like, because we're getting, like, a picture of the city here, I believe that this is Miami. I did mention that earlier, and, yeah, so if you guys wanted to Google Earth Miami or something like that, you'd actually get a decent look at probably the beach and all of the buildings around here, because what they've done is they've taken a lot of the real buildings from a lot of places in Florida, and they've kind of combined them all together, just like what they did in Grand Theft Auto 5, and they've made this look absolutely amazing compared to the old Vice City, if you guys have ever ended up playing that. So we're just going to go ahead and move on here. So something that I did notice up in the corner here, and I cannot read that. Can't read it like whatsoever. But there is a plane, and it is towing some sort of banner here, and I can't, once again, make that out. Not sure what that is. And there's tons of buildings over here, so we get a really good look on actually how big the city is. And the city is looking to be ginormous at this time, probably 3 to 4 times bigger than Grand Theft Auto 5 map, which really doesn't take that long to travel across, honestly. And then here's another one right here, just their thing. Rockstar Games presents. So I was looking for other vehicles and other things in there too. I think there's potentially a helicopter right there. I'm not really sure what that is. But anyways, we'll just go through this, because once again, I was just snapping pictures. And look how big the city is back here. Dude, this city looks gigantic. This almost looks like New York or something like that, but it's not. It's actually Vice City, like Miami, Florida area, and surrounding areas, which we're going to be getting to the surrounding areas here. So this is panning out right here. And then tall buildings. So something that I wanted to bring up at this point is reportedly there's going to be 70% of the map to where we are actually going to be able to go into, well, 70% of the buildings on the map. So there's going to be like probably 30% of the buildings that are going to be probably closed down, which I can imagine maybe like some of this stuff right here, maybe some of these cut and copy buildings or something like that. But a lot of other buildings we're actually going to be going into, and they will have full interiors. So if you can imagine going into a building like this, and it's got like, you know, a couple hundred rooms that you could potentially visit, whether doors are locked or not like that. But anyways, from here, so here's a picture of like the Everglades or something like that. So I would say Florida is known for their swampy areas. And we got some pictures of some more animals here. I'm not really sure if those are ducks, but we definitely got a picture of this vehicle. So potentially that's going to be a vehicle that we're going to be able to get. I'm not really exactly sure of the name of it, but it's like one of those swamp things. You know, it's like one of the inflatable things. Got the big fan on the back. It's really super loud. Like, if you guys have ever rode one of these in real life, there's no way that you can ride one of these without wearing like gun muffs or something like that, because the motor on the back is so loud it will actually ruin your hearing. And yeah, so we're gonna have definitely a swamp area. Don't really know if Bigfoot is gonna be around in this area or not, but potentially we might hopefully be seeing another return of Bigfoot into the game, as I did not see potentially any pictures as I was zooming in of like any I would say outline of what would be Bigfoot in this swamp area. But what we do notice here is there are pink flamingos, and there are a ton of them. So if you guys are coming to the swamp area with some sort of off-road vehicle, well, maybe they're just gonna fly away before you get a chance to run them over or anything like that. I'm not saying or condoning animal abuse in Grand Theft Auto 6, but it sure is a lot of animals here, and you know, population control is a real thing sometimes. So yeah, it looks like a really cool area out here. You know, I don't know, maybe it'd be like some PvP. I'll PvP you in the swamp. I'll meet you there. Okay, cool. And then more pictures right here that I snapped of the swamp area. Kind of reminds you of Red Dead Redemption Online 2. And the graphics, you guys, since this is blurred, of course, like that. And once we get them on the consoles and other stuff like that, hopefully we'll have a chance of seeing GTA 6 returning, I would say, well, not returning, GTA 6 coming to PC along with the new gen consoles. All right, so moving to a picture of the beach. This is something that my friend pointed out to me. Is right over here. Can you guys know what that is? Dude, that is a sea sparrow right there. That is a sea sparrow. You can see the pontoons on it and stuff like that. That's a helicopter. And then once again, another picture of a gigantic jet or something like that. Other stuff in the background here. And then it looks like right here, I think that might be a Weasel News helicopter. So Weasel News is definitely like, you know, all around thing here, along with a lot of other things that we're going to be talking about too. So you really get a good look here. Like, if this is how crowded the beach is going to be, that is insane, because that is a ton of NPCs, along with little tiny, what is that, a cat? I don't know. I think it's a little chihuahua or something like that, with animals and stuff like that. And we did take a look at the ocean earlier, and it looks like there's going to be a lot of aquatic life out there as well, along with a bunch of other really cool stuff to just do on the beach. So it looks like, I don't know if you guys see many surfboards, but hopefully that will be a thing. And then there's a truck back here. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but this looks like a beach patrol truck right here. So yeah, and then other vehicles as well, as we have some sea sharks, it looks like, over here. And then some sort of, what is this, a trailer back there? It's a lot easier to see things sometimes when you just go ahead and zoom in and try to get a closer look at things. But anyways, from there, let's move on. This is just going to be a couple snapshots of this stuff going through the beach area as they showed us, which is like probably in first person view. And I imagine there is going to be first person. So right here, once again, we get another look at part of the city back here. A very huge, gigantic bridge back there, it looks like. And then a huge shipment container, whatever they're called, like a barge or something like that. And then a look at some of the vehicle, I would say aquatic vehicles, well, boats, that we actually get to steal and use in Grand Theft Auto 6 once it does end up getting here. Probably some speedboats. We're not sure if the Longfin is actually returning, which the Longfin right now in Grand Theft Auto 5 is the fastest boat in, well, it's in the game until Grand Theft Auto 6 gets here. So once again, we're getting a little bit closer. It looks like a speedboat chase or something like that. Not quite sure. And then once again, we got another picture of an aircraft up there that I did notice. And if you guys do take note, some of these clouds look pretty sick. So they're saying that the weather here is supposed to be pretty cool. And we're supposed to have ever-changing weather. And another thing that they said too is we're supposed to have an ever-changing environment. So like houses are going to get built. Hopefully we'll get to buy our own mansion at some point in Grand Theft Auto 6, which would be absolutely amazing. All right, you guys, so right here, once again, I cannot make out any really of this information. Well, like maybe right there, like VC, so like Vice City. Obviously, VC is going to stand for Vice City. But the rest, I can't really make it out. It's like, you know, what is that? Like Kelly County or something like that. I'm not really sure. But once again, this is the nightlife, and I believe that this is Lucia right here, and Jason is driving, if it's going to be Jason. But anyways, from there we do get to see the the lights of the city a little bit. There's like a little bit of stuff going on right there, and then the cars too. So we've got a couple different cars going on here. So I don't know if you guys can see like this right here. This looks like a Coquetta or something like that, that they're in, which would be like a Corvette or something like that. And then up here, not really sure, probably NPC vehicles. Not really sure what that vehicle is either. Maybe it's one of those vehicles that can actually, you know, take the top and like put it back. If you guys know, ever seen that vehicle on the street. All right, but anyways, she's having a ball. Getting to the city. All right, there's another better look right here at this vehicle. So it looks like this person is out doing something, and I'm not sure what kind of vehicle that is. You guys are gonna have to let me know down in the comment sections below what type of vehicles you guys think these vehicles actually are. There are a lot of returning vehicles that I do notice from Grand Theft Auto 5 that are going to be making its way into Grand Theft Auto 6. So as we're going to continue to move along here, we're going to be looking at some more vehicles. So this picture right here actually features a lot of vehicles. So this one right here, almost, in my opinion, looks like a Buffalo or something like that. And then you have a lowrider back here. And then you guys know that big wheeled Benny's car that we have for, you know, I would say it's from Benny's. That's what this looks like right here. That looks like the same thing, but a little bit different, right? Yeah, so anyways, whatever that car is. And then this thing right here, NPC car. And I'm not really sure what that is. Of course, probably another NPC car. And I'm not sure if that's like a lowrider. This car does look like it's low to the ground. And then I can't really take note of too much stuff that necessarily is happening in the background because once again, can't really read any signs here necessarily, but we're going to go through this. So here's a picture a little bit better of the lowrider over there. And I believe that all these vehicles that we're seeing are going to be either vehicles that we can steal and or most likely purchase. We'll just see how many what the garage space is going to be like in Grand Theft Auto 6, I would say. So right here, we got a picture of a bike. So I'm not really sure. I mentioned this earlier that does look like some sort of Shinobi. If you guys are familiar with the Shinobi in the game, then that does look like some sort of crotch rocket that does go super fast. And that is something that I keep boasting that I'm going to be doing in Grand Theft Auto 6, which is riding a lot of bikes around. And then another vehicle right here. We're not really sure what that is. So maybe some sort of SUV. And then once again, there's this pink car right here that I was talking about. That's like a Benny's car. Same thing, dude. This is the Benny's car from like GTA 5. Seriously. And then moving on to this strip club area. Not really sure. There's a lot of action that's going on here. So you can imagine what would happen if you threw a Molotov inside of here or something like that. Not only would these things be on fire, but everything and everybody would probably be on fire. And I'm not sure if this is going to be the only strip club in GTA 6, but it's definitely something that they showed in the deal here. And then here's one of the characters right here that they're premiering. So this is probably going to be one of the main story mode characters of some sort that we're going to be interacting with. Who knows? Maybe some sort of gang member. All right, guys. And then right here is probably one of the best pictures of how big the gigantic city is right here. And then this little island, right here, and there's like another one over there. It almost reminds me of like Liberty City or something like that, but it's absolutely more gigantic. We're talking probably 4 times bigger map than GTA 6, which is going to be insane because there's going to be a lot of Easter eggs all over the place. And then just think about this, when Halloween comes along and we're doing 200 pumpkins, it's probably not going to be 200 pumpkins. It's probably going to be like 1,000 pumpkins because the map has just gotten that much bigger. And once again, all the Easter eggs in the ocean and all the Easter eggs and other things that we're going to be finding out as the game comes at some point. We're just getting another little pan here of the city. This is probably like one of the best. At nighttime, when you've got the sun going down right here, it's either the sun is going down or the sun is coming up. Can't really tell, but it looks like it is actually dusk and the sun is going down. You can see the city all lit up. Looks absolutely sick. We got palm trees and blue water everywhere. All right, yep. So this right here I wanted to take a closer look at because we actually get a look at some of the vehicles here. So I wanted to talk about this before, as I was mentioning. So we have this car right here. I think this car is in GTA 5. I'm pretty sure that this car right here, it even says right there on the license plate, it says Cheetah. This is a Cheetah Classic right here, I think. You know what I'm saying? And then what is the time frame going to be? Is it going to be current times? I think it's going to be current times and or potentially maybe set back in before times. I'm not really sure, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be like now times, not like set in the 70s like Scarface or something like that. And then once again, this car right here, I believe this is a street car. I've seen this car before, and I've stolen this. This is like a street car or something like that. But this is one of the nicer street cars. I can't remember the name of it, but I do recognize this car right here. And then for any of the other vehicles here, we got a bike. Can't really recognize that too much because it does end up getting pretty blurry. And then a bunch of vehicles right there. And then anything else here. So right back here, you guys see this vehicle? Does this look like a Zentorno to you? I don't know, but you can see this right here. So it's like, you know, there's the wheel, and this is like the back part right there, and there's the front, I think. I don't know what that is, but that looks pretty sick. Not really quite sure what exactly that is, but there's a look at some of the vehicles, and I'm not really sure what that is or this. But these look like the better vehicles right there. And these could just be street vehicles or street vehicles that we're going to be able to buy in GTA. And then here's another little look right here, getting a little bit closer. This one's maybe a little bit better detailed for this cheetah right here, which looks like a pretty sick car to be owning in Grand Theft Auto 6. And I'm not sure if this is the main strip right here, but it's probably one of the main strips because it's all super lit up with a lot of awesome looking lights. And it looks a lot better than the original Vice City or the definitive edition of Vice City. And then once again, I snapped a bunch of pictures of this just to go ahead and get a little bit closer here. So it looks like there's some sort of nightclub. I'm not really sure what exactly this is, but I'm pretty sure it is a nightclub. You know, you got people dancing and stuff like that. And if we take a closer look here, no, it's not. Okay, not anybody that I can recognize. So I'm not really sure what's going on here, but definitely a party or something like that. So cool. Maybe it's something we can participate in and or throw grenades in and, you know, collect some money from doing it. All right, guys, so here's another look at the city and the map, I would say. So we do actually have a lot of ocean. It's probably going to feel a little bit like Liberty City for some people because there's going to be bridges connecting land masses. And if you guys are familiar with the Liberty City, the Liberty City map, there's like 3 big chunks of the map for that one. Otherwise, there's just like a few bridges that connect those islands. But anyways, from there, yeah, it looks like the same for here. And we've got a lot of vehicles in this picture. If you guys do not notice, some of these vehicles, we'll go ahead and pan in a little bit. So right up here, too, I'm not really sure what this is over here. But they did have talk at one point, because this is Florida, of there actually being a, you know, like the NASA spaceship thing. And one of the missions that we were going to be doing in Grand Theft Auto, it has to deal with like repairing a satellite in space. I'm not quite sure, but we'll see when we get there. So there's something way out here. Can't identify that. Can't identify a lot of these vehicles right here. Some sort of big thing right there. And then we got like a house mansion thing right there by the deal. And then something else right there. Other vehicles. Move over here. It looks like we probably have a Sea Shark or something like that. And then right here, of course, this is an obvious plane that's in the game. I believe it's called the Dodo Bird plane, or not the Dodo Bird plane, but just the Dodo plane itself. And then, of course, I'm not sure if this is weaponized or this is going to be the Coast Guard or something like that. Maybe another just fancy boat that we get to buy. So potentially it's looking like we may have the option of owning a lot of expensive fancy boats here over in Grand Theft Auto 6. So let's move along from this picture real quick. And then the next one, just showing the bridges across here. Not really sure too much of what's going on over here. Doesn't really look terribly like too much. But there is an island here, and it does stretch out to something over here. And then it just goes on. So, yeah. And then right here, this is going to be another great look of not just her and the hair, of the realism of the hair. Like, the hair looks really good of what they did for Grand Theft Auto 6. And then, once again, standing on some sort of balcony with a huge view of a chunk of the city. This is just like, not the whole city, I would say probably a huge chunk of the city. So they've actually released a lot of information. Is that Patricia? We don't know. From GTA 5? I doubt it. But anyways, from there, yeah, you guys can see right here, there's a lot of revealing things. And then she like does like this thing where she whips her hair around or something, and it looks really good. And I'm sure the person that did this, like, for all the people, just to let you guys know, these are like real actors that do this with like these suits on. And then it's the same thing with Michael, Trevor, and Philip, like what they did. And once again, we get another like look at the city. Not really sure what's going on down there, but it looks like a lot of fun to me. And then another look at her and her chi-chis, but we're just going to keep on moving along. And then I'm not really sure if these characters over here, I don't recognize anybody. If like maybe, is that like nobody's Franklin, Trevor, or Michael or something like that. And then here's something cool too. So somewhere there's going to be a huge sign that says Vice City, or it's just going to say Vice, or we're not getting the whole picture here for Vice City, or it's just going to say Vice probably. And I can imagine this is going to be by the airport, which we did not get to see the gigantic airport and or the military base and or tons of other parts of the map, which I'm sure for the second trailer they plan on doing stuff like that. So that's pretty nice to see something like that, Vice. That's awesome to be able to go back to Vice City. And just to let you guys know too, unfortunately, the dude that did voice act Tommy Vassetti for Vice City back in the day, unfortunately has passed. So RIP, bro. All right, so this is kind of weird right here. We've got like what it would be is a phone taking pictures or something like that. And then there's like, you know, some text down there. I've read the text. The text doesn't mean like anything. I can't make anything out of the text. Who are the people that are texting? They're just texting like stupid stuff. Like this dude's live streaming like he's some sort of, I don't know, some sort of influencer or something who's like telling everybody to get drunk because getting drunk is like the thing to do. And you can see all these people, they're like, woo, get drunk. So that's what they're doing on the boat. And then right here, this is really cool. Check this out. Is this all marijuana? I mean, the alligator, that's what I meant to talk about here. So is this something that we're actually going to have to do as like some sort of job potentially? Is this like, you know, can you be like an online player and you be like, I'm a gator hunter. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be like one of those gator hunter. I don't know, dude, but you gotta watch out before you go in the swimming pool because potentially there might be an alligator in there. And not only is there an alligator potentially in your swimming pool, which this is a really cool looking backyard with a swimming pool and stuff, because I'm sure it's hot in Florida. There's another picture of it too. Look at it. It's gigantic. You guys remember too that we do have alligators or crocodiles in Red Dead Redemption Online, so why wouldn't we have animals over here as well? Animals make the game a lot better, and animals are something that new gen console is getting here very soon for GTA 5. Another picture at the crocodile. I'm pretty sure it's an alligator. Okay, what's the big difference? Whatever. All right, they look the same. They do the same thing. They eat you. They're not good. Okay. Allidial, that's what we'll call them. All right, so this one right here, not really going to focus on this too much, but I am wondering if this is something that a green alien is going to be able to get to do, is twerk on the back of a car. I'm not really sure, but that'll be interesting to find out. And then something that looks absolutely amazing is going to be this car culture that's going to be popping off in Grand Theft Auto 6. I would probably say online most likely. And if we could have street meets like this, I'm not sure how many like players are actually going to be able to go into a session. And I can imagine this right here is just like NPCs or something like that, because it's just going to be part of story mode that we're going to be witnessing right here. And I'm not really sure what they have planned for online, nor how long do they plan on waiting to release online. But I'm more concerned about, you know, living the life in, I would say, story mode for quite some time before I worry about moving to online. Even though we're probably going to be seeing some amazing DLCs online for Grand Theft Auto 6. This is going to be probably one of the best games, not only for 2025, it's going to win the Game of the Year. It's probably going to win the Game of the Year for 2026, 2027, and 2028. So we got a couple characters here. It looks like... not really sure what's going on, but it looks like a party. That's definitely what's happening at nighttime here in the streets of Vice City. Not really sure what area they're in or what this really represents, but this is like obviously, you know, some sort of live stream or something like that. And they're like, you know, doing some sort of car meet probably is what I was thinking. You know, they're talking about like turn the music up or something like that. And like a bunch of just smiley faces, just like regular. There's no coding or anything like that I could read in there. Maybe a couple rappers. All right, now here's something to take note of right here is we've got ourselves an alligator making its way into the store. So that's going to be like a thing that's going to happen or something at some point. I don't really know, but that's crazy that like alligators are actually going to be like coming into a convenience store. I wonder if there's actually a story ever of an alligator going into a convenience store in Florida or something like that. And then once again, can't really make out too much here. Or maybe this, yeah, some sort of store or diner. Not really sure. Yeah, store or diner. All right, so there it is. Crazy. So this right here looks like it is a picture of, well, this would be like a flashlight, wouldn't it? And they're going in and they're doing like maybe a heist, but they're dressed up as police. So I don't know if this is actually like the police themselves, or if you're like Jason and Lucia and you're actually like pretending to be the police and doing some sort of raid on somebody to like rob a drug dealer, which seems feasible, you know, plausible in my mind. But anyways, so this next scene right here is like, I don't know if you guys see this, but it's like a fat dude and like they're getting chased by a cop. So that's what I noticed right there. So another thing too that I did notice is the gas. I think that we're actually gonna have gas in Grand Theft Auto 6. Like, we're actually gonna have to fill up our tanks full of gas and stuff like that. Vehicles that we potentially steal could only have like a quarter tank of gas and only get us like 4 blocks down the road before we have to actually spend petrol, or I would say real money. Snaps on petrol is what I was talking about. Another picture. A lot of features of the picture right here. And there's also another stuff coming up here in just a second. So anyways, yeah, that dude's just getting chased. So this dude right here, I think he's at the gas station too. And it shows him grabbing his area there. And then what has he got on? Some sort of alligator shirt, I don't know. And some sort of crazy mullet. Crazy American. He's got a Trump hat on, I think. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Or this light that it seems to be coming out of his hand. Maybe he's getting ready for some sort of fireball or something like that. And then once again, we've got some signs back here. Can't read the signs because they're too blurry to technically identify the area. And I'm not really sure what type of car he has. It looks like some sort of nice car though. Maybe a muscle car. All right, so let's move on here. And then once again, he's still grabbing his one stuff. And then back here, I was trying to look and see if there's anything familiar that we could see potentially from Los Santos, or I would say GTA 5 itself, and they just got this crazy character. Now, is this something that we're going to be able to do, is right outside the door like this or something like that? Maybe shoot? I don't know. It looks like it's fun though, right? That guy was having a blast, or he's just about to crash and he's not going to have a good time. And then, no, we don't want to look at that, okay? This is something potentially we do want to look at that's going to be a lot of fun. Once again, these are going to be, I would say some sort of gang or something like that. It actually says it down here of like who they are, you know what I'm saying? And they got some sort of mudding thing going down there. Now, I did see something too of people saying that there's kids in the game, and I don't know about that. Like right here, like these are kids. I don't know if those are kids or not. Like that right there, and like that person, I don't think they're kids, honestly. And I don't think kids are actually going to be a thing in GTA 6 because kids have never been a thing in GTA 6 because it'd be morally wrong, I guess, to murder a kid instead of murdering a bunch of people down here at the mud pit if you wanted to. But anyways, that's going to be a really cool feature of actually taking some off-road vehicles with my friends and going mudding, because that is actually a thing that we do here where I live. So anyways, from here, my friend was talking about this character right here. It looks like just some sort of Karen, and she's got 2 hammers, and she says, like, you're back. I'm not sure if that's going to be referencing, like, us, ourselves, like, for the Grand Theft Auto series or for whatever, but she does say that you're back, and that could mean that, you know, one of 2 things. Either we're back into the area, or it's, like, us back as the players, you know what I'm saying? Referencing us as the players, as the real-life players. Yeah, she does look mean. A very angry Karen right there. It's a very angry Karen. And then right here, we got this dude. He's doing some sort of crazy stuff. He's got a beer in his hand. He's having a great time smashing some stuff down. So parties are probably something we're going to be doing every night. At least we're going to be doing here on the channel once the game gets out. So here's a good look at the police right here. So this is going to be Jason and Lucia, which we're going to actually get a close look at them. And then this right here, it says it cures emotions, and then some sort of pills. That's actually really funny that says that, and it's got like some pills right there. So it looks like they just did some sort of robbery. This right here is Jason. This is going to be one of our main characters in the game. So we actually get a good look at him. Does he look a little bit like Nico Bellic at all? I'm not really sure. Could this be Nico Bellic's son? I don't really know. And then here's Lucia, which people are saying that Lucia actually is Patricia and Trevor's daughter, which I don't know about all that. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, real good look at our 2 characters. And there's only one thing that Jason actually says in the I would say the trailer itself, and Lucia doesn't say much herself either, so it's really hard to identify who those voice actors are. Now here's another thing that we know: Weasel News coming back. It's coming back, and we got vehicles down here. Can't really identify them, so this is gonna be like some sort of buffalo right here for the FIB buffalo, I think, because you can see, like, I think there's lights in the back, isn't there? Yep, red and white light in the back. So there's some sort of like cop car right there. We got another car right there. Probably some sort of speedo, not really sure. Something down here, and then something else. This looks like a fast car. Obviously some sort of murder or crash or something that happened right here. And then what's this? Dude, is that like the Lost Slam van? No, it's not. It looks like a Jeep or something like that. Or, yeah. Just another look here at the crash. I'm not really sure what type of vehicle that is. And I'm not really sure what to get to this. I wanted to look this up and see what this says in Spanish, because this is in Spanish, I think, and I don't know what that says. So maybe somebody could look that up on what that says in Spanish and leave a comment down below, which would be awesome. Some sort of correctional facility. Not sure who that is. Probably some sort of bad guy that we're going to end up going against, because they do look pretty scary, but they also look pretty scrawny. So I'm not really sure. Some sort of Joker character, maybe. And then once again, there's going to be a huge motorcycle culture in Grand Theft Auto 6. As you guys can see here, we've got tons of vehicles. It looks like we got four-wheelers that can pop wheelies again, all types of bikes. We got dirt bikes and whatever else. More four-wheelers too. A lot of people on four-wheelers, which I like. So you can see another good look at this stuff right here. Like, is that a Sanchez? I'm pretty sure that's like a Sanchez. These are like Sanchez's right here. They're popping wheelies with, which is actually pretty cool. All right, and then once again, more Weasel News and police stuff going on here. So once again, the police are supposed to be AI engineered. So they're going to be a lot harder to get away from, and they're going to be a lot smarter. So that means, like, we're going to have to do a lot more work to potentially get away from the police, because I don't think that Lester is making his way on over here, or we're going to be able to call him up and get rid of the cops that way. I think it's going to be old-fashioned ingenuity of just hiding from the police without Lester's help. And then here, right here, we got ourselves another main character, it looks like, for the, what would be the High Rollers, looks like. I'm not really sure if this is going to be like the main boss dude of the High Rollers, but it does look like he's a G, and he's a very hungry person. Definitely. Couldn't really see what's on his big belly here. Couldn't really make that out too much. Something ops there. Maybe someone could read into that a little bit more. He does turn around, I think. Maybe not. All right. So anyways, right here, you guys, here's some stuff that you may or may not see. Bam. What is that? Dude, that's E. Cola. Hold on now. It gets better. Right over here. Dude, Sprunk. There's going to be Sprunk in here. We're going to be able to see it, like, over here somewhere. There's Sprunk and there's E. Cola. So Sprunk and E. Cola are going to be making their return once again back into Grand Theft Auto. And then here's a picture of a car. Can't really put my finger on that one. Looks like a four-door muscle car. So that's definitely going to be probably one of their, like, cars, or either their car, like, that they're going to be using. Because, like, right after this would be, like, their robbery or something like that. And this is the only line that the protagonist, the male protagonist, ends up saying anything, which is Jason, which is he only says, like, you know, whatever. And we can get another good look at Lucia. And they're just saying, like, trust. And they're like, trust. Like, it's all. And then you see right here, what is that? Is there any money over there? I don't know. There's some probably good stuff over there. Pretty crazy, though. I don't know. He looks kind of old, man. He looks like potentially like in his real late 30s or early 40s or something like that. So we don't know how old these characters are. But here they are busting in this, what would be a convenience store, I believe. This is not a bank. I think this is just like some sort of convenience store, obviously. Or wait, no. What does it say here? It says Union. Wait, it's backwards. Hold on. Oh, it says Uncle Jack's. Okay, so it's just gonna be some sort of convenience store that they're gonna be ending up robbing here. As you guys can see, both these characters coming in. It looks like to me that if you guys can like kind of notice this, it looks like Lucia is actually right-handed, right? And it looks like Jason back here is actually left-handed, if you guys notice that right there, because one has the gun in the right hand and the other one has a gun back here. And then also we got a picture of some other vehicles. I think that's their one ride, and then the background. So obviously they're like in the middle of you know, whatever. I don't think they're in the city on this one right here. And then there they both are. See, you got Lucia right here and you got Jason right there. Left-handed gun, right-handed gun. So yeah. And then once again, you got this picture, which is going to be like the last picture that we're going to be looking at, is a picture of these people that we're going to be playing in Grand Theft Auto 6. So right here, you guys, is going to be an even closer look at the trailer, breaking it down to every single shot. And we're going to be talking about a lot more things, like things we may have missed, and other stuff like that. When you know, and also we got ourselves a brand new DLC coming right around the corner on December 11th, and we're going to be making tons of videos talking about that and some other awesome things as we just keep on the path of GTA 5 until GTA 6 gets here. So if you guys ended up enjoying this video, hit the like button on the way out, subscribe for more content so you guys don't miss out on daily GTA 5 online videos here until GTA 6 gets here, right guys? So anyways, thanks for watching. My name is GRAVESIGHT, the Green Alien, and I'm out of here. So peace!